What up, world? This is Brian Wright, and this is Courage to Change. I'm with the lovely and bubbly Jessica Bratcher. How you doing, girl?
I'm good.
What's up with you? So, let's tell the world, if you don't mind, a little bit about your story, like before and after on your road to recovery, and then turning
What was
point.
my bottom?
Right.
Okay, well, I've been. Do I look at you or that camera?
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Either or.
Yeah, because my mom raised me. Because she was in the penitentiary till I was 22. She just couldn't help it because she didn't see me as another, addict or alcoholic, whatever you want to call it. But she seen me as her daughter. At that point, I had been dancing. I was a dancer. I prostituted to feed my addiction.
Right.
And I was just beat all the way down in every form. And so I went to my mom. I got on a plane, and I went and moved down there with her. When I got off the plane, I took like 20 Xanax, and I tried to walk into the janitor's closet because I thought it was the bathroom.
Right.
And then my mom gave me like some money, and I like stole the juice from the concession there in the airport, and she made me go back and pay for it. And so we got into a big fight, and I was still not ready. There's just so much. I've just been doing this for so long.
So turning point. Like, when did you say enough's enough?
For freaking 8 years, and 2 years ago, after this last relapse, I was still going to meetings and stuff, drunk and high, and I couldn't figure out why I would get high and come up to the meetings, and it was because this is the only place I fit in.
Right.
And what I learned is, like, versus all the other times, I didn't do 12-step work. I didn't, the other times I didn't finish the steps. This time I've actually done the steps.
Right.
I've reached out to other alcoholics even when I didn't want to, because it's inconvenient for me. I'm selfish and self-absorbed. I want to go home and chill.
Right.
And sit in my room. Like, that's just my natural to do, to isolate.
Right.
And so I had a friend that she remained my friend no matter what. Even though I was, coming in here the way I was, she walked up to me and she was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, girl, I'm good. Are you okay?" Right. She's like, "I'm always here if you ever need to talk." And I was like, "And I'm here if you need to talk."
That's awesome.
And what happened was we were in prayer, and I lost my equilibrium because I was drunk and high.
Right.
And I fell over in prayer in here. And,
wow.
Yeah, and I was like, "Ooh, these shoes." So, and then I don't know, something happened, and because I still had money, and then I've always been able to, like most women, talk guys into supporting my habit. And right. I was just like, I'm tired, God. And I cried out to him that I was just tired, and I was like, I'm gonna give this deal one more chance, and I'm gonna do it all the way, like every bit of me. And like, that's what I've done this time.
That's good.
And it actually does work.
Cool.
Like, and I haven't done it gracefully or anything. Like,
That's good. So talk to me about how you handle conflict now, like opposed to before.
I don't know what to do. I look for direction.
Right.
With someone I trust. I used to call my mom and get her involved and stuff like that. Sometimes I still react different, not in a good way. I'll cuss you out kind of deal.
Right.
I don't use behind it today before I would. Now, like yesterday when something upset me, my friend pointed out how I did something different. I just sat in my car and I paused because I was upset. And so, when agitated or doubtful, we pause. And I paused.
Right.
And then I didn't realize I was doing that until she told me, look what you're doing. And I was like, that's crazy.
Right.
Like, I'm actually pausing. And so I pause now. And if that doesn't work, and I write about it, and I go to a meeting, and I try to listen, and quit thinking about myself. And usually when I do, there's someone in there that's going through some real tough shit, and what I'm thinking about is so minuscule in like the whole scheme of things, and petty, and I'm just being petty. And so now I've learned to, like, instead when someone sends me something, I'm like, I can't have this conversation through text.
Right. Yeah, I don't like, texting is not talking.
No.
Right.
And my temper is too bad, and so I don't have little fingers to go real fast.
So with me, and like most of us that have battled with addiction, relationships are hard, right? It's tough to sustain a healthy relationship. So what's that like for you today?
Well, I think because of, all the things that I've done, I have like this, not hatred for men, but like, I'm gonna get you before you get me.
Right.
Like, I want a partner, but at the same time, I'm so afraid. I'm just afraid of letting that guard down and being hurt like I was before. And so I want you to want me, but once you want me, I don't want you no more.
Wow.
And so if you don't break up with me, I'm going to do it before you can, kind of deal. And harming someone else is what I've learned. And what could I do differently, and throwing myself into working with others. And I've done all those things, and even now I don't feel like I'm ready to date.
Right.
I want to yesterday, and she said it's okay, and she told me be nice.
Right.
Because that's a pattern for me too, and another pattern. And that's the thing, is that I've learned my patterns, and I've learned that, like, when my daughter is gone, I have a tendency to get bored. And so I've used men to fill that void, which I used to do with drugs and alcohol. And now I'm aware of it. Before, I didn't see it. And now I'm at the point where I'm aware of it, and I'm still doing it. I wouldn't say that it's, I'm not going to sit here and justify how I'm doing it. It is what it is.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's levels to sobriety on this road to recovery. So you're at that point.
Yeah, and when I started dating, it was like anything I could do to stay sober. Like, that's like me being honest, and I was just trying to fill that void, and I never knew what I was doing by dating different men was going to cause me, because I seemingly placed myself in a position to be hurt, and I never knew doing these things was going to hurt me later on, like they have. Like, before, it would be like, I'd get with this guy, and then I'd be on this high for like a couple days of it, and now it's like immediately after I feel remorse and regret, and it's like that first drink, and it's like I didn't want to do it, but then I did it anyways, and then I'm baffled to why I've done it.
Right.
And, it's just another obsession. Then I've just switched in, because that's what we, yeah, absolutely, and that's what we do. And when I started off doing that, I never wanted it to look like this. Those were never my intentions. Why did I sleep with this guy? Because I thought that's what couples do.
Right.
In my mind.
Right.
That's what couples do.
Right.
And I wanted to have a relationship.
Right.
My motives at that time, were pure, to my knowledge. And then, something happened where either he, hurt me, or the feeling faded.
Right.
It just faded, and I was like, I ain't gonna settle. Different guy, and I'm like, I'm sober and I'm doing this shit. What's going on? What is wrong with me? Why do I keep doing this? Call myself another alcoholic, and I'm like, cute. I don't want to read that again. I'm all like, got text a guy, I text like the women, and that's the thing, the women have lifted me up so many times. That's one thing I did differently this time, was I got a good foundation with women.
Right.
And so even though I'm still doing insanity with like that part, and I'm using it basically as a buffer.
Right.
When I'm hurting, that's when I'm like, all right, because I'll be rocking along, being celibate, doing my thing, focusing on my recovery with my girlfriends and my daughter and all this stuff, and then like my daughter will go off to spring break or to Christmas break. And it's a pattern for me. As soon as she gets back, I'm like, this ain't working out.
Right.
Like, I ain't bored anymore. I'm not lonely.
Right.
And I don't understand. What I do know is I just noticed the pattern yesterday.
Right.
Actually, I was talking to my friend, and she was like, is there something I can point out to you? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, so I noticed it. And I was like, it's weird. Just like an hour before, I was just sitting in my room thinking how this is a pattern for me. And so, like, I thought I liked the person. I thought I liked him. And then a week passed, and I'm like, the feeling always fades.
Right. That's good stuff. At least you're aware now at this stage in your recovery.
Yeah,
So I'm going to switch
I know
gears.
It's not pretty, but
it's all good.
Yeah.
It's life, So we, we're learning.
It's the truth.
Yeah,
it's the truth.
That's good. I wouldn't have it any other way. But let's switch gears. Let's talk about your parenting. So, what's your relationship like now with your kids?
I don't have custody of my oldest daughter.
Mm-hmm.
I've been in and out of her life, for so long. My ex-husband, he has custody, and I just talked to her last night, and her dad is going to talk to me maybe about letting her come down
That's
here.
That's good. That's progress.
Maybe, I have to make an effort to text her and stuff. I don't talk about her a lot to a lot of people because it's so painful for me.
Right.
Because I had to emotionally detach because I wasn't allowed to see her for so long, and it hurts so bad. And it's not that I don't love her. There's not a day that goes by I don't think about her. And so like I have to be like, okay, make an effort. And it has helped with, talking to a sponsor and, her teaching me how to be a better mom with my other daughter. Like my sponsor taught me to, when she gets off of school, to ask her, how was your day? What was your high, not just how was your day, but what was your high of the day?
Yeah, the high.
What was your low of the day?
Right.
What did you see kind today?
And
she says if I didn't see anything, I let her know, what did you do that was kind? If you don't see people doing something kind, Raylani, we do something that's kind. And she's such a good girl, and she's my blessing.
That's
she
good.
Really is. And
what about your youngest?
Yeah, that's my youngest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so my oldest, like she's a teenager. She's about to be 15 years old. So
Wow.
She hates me one minute and loves me the next. And it's really hard to I missed 10 years. And I said I would never do that because my mother did the same thing to me. And I said I would never be an addict. I despised them. I would get mad when my ex-husband or my mom or somebody would give like bums on the corner dollars and shit. And I didn't realize, I didn't understand until I was put in that, I put myself in that position myself. And I said I would never do that to my own child. And I hated my mom and I wanted to be nothing like her.
Right.
And I turned it exactly into that. And today, my mom's my hero, and she's in the program too,
Yeah, I love your mom.
Yeah.
She's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Man, I would have paid to listen to her speak, like whenever, wherever.
Yeah.
She's got some good depth and weight to connect with us.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. So, if you were a superhero, what superhero would you be and why?
A superhero?
Yeah.
I mean, when I was younger, this guy drew up this picture of my dad, and he had on a cape and stuff, and it had I have a picture of it, and it had all these like slogans with it and stuff, and I don't. Like, you mean superheroes that already exist?
Yeah.
I wouldn't pick any of them.
And you could be a superhero. You wouldn't be a superhero?
No.
Really?
Yeah. I would not, because I finally found my purpose.
What is that?
Reaching out to other alcoholics and addicts, people that are suffering.
Okay, so you're a superhero in recovery.
Like the homeless, the people on the streets, like the ones downtown, like in where the tents are and by the Jesus house and all that. Like the ones that walk around and talk to them and show love and tolerance. And just ask them, what's up? Can I want a hug?
That's good.
It's just simple shit, not try to be like, hey, there's a different way, or that's just not my style. Like, I'm just like, I'm having fun and I'm sober. You want to go?
Right.
Like, we're eating chicken and sitting outside and, smoking cigarettes, drinking coffee and talking shit.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm genuinely having fun, because if I wasn't having fun, I wouldn't be doing this.
Right. Well, I must say that sobriety looks good on you. And I got one last question. Also, if there's anyone out there that wants to connect with you, that wants to reach out to you, how would they do that? Is that okay?
Yeah. So my Facebook is Jessica Renee, Renee Bratcher, Bratcher. Man, I'm here. I know what it feels like to be alone, even when you're in a room full of people.
That's good stuff. And last question, do's and don'ts. So I did this thing where I write a list of do's and don'ts. Like one thing I'm not going to do, and one thing I'm going to do for sure throughout the day. What's that look like for you? What's one thing that you focus on doing and one thing you focus on not doing?
My main thing I focus on not doing is cussing people out. Like, no, I'm serious. I have to pray every morning because my temper is so bad, and I'm a fight or flight type of person.
Right.
And I don't. So here's the woman I used to be, and here's the woman I want to be.
Right.
And, I used to be right here, but now I'm like right here, and so I work towards that, and it really is. I talk with my hands. And it really is. The thing I want to do every day is I ask God, like I keep it real simple with my prayers, like I have to, because it can't be this whole, like I even caught myself, I was like, dear Heavenly Father, and then I was like, what am I doing? I don't even talk to God like that. And I was like, God, I play a lot. I'm playing. And so I was like, God, I really am frustrated, and just help me to stay sober and to help somebody else today.
Right.
That's it, Lord. And then when I'm like upset or whatever, I've learned about this spiritual axiom thing, and not to complain to God because he has this like spiritual barrier or something, and to pray for them. Right. That's a way to get to God without complaining about people, because he also like he'll protect them too. So
that's good. And
it protects God from spiting us for each other, because he won't do that. He won't spite one of his kids for the other.
Right. He doesn't favor one or the other. That's good stuff. Yeah. Well, thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
Okay, so this is Courage to Change, and this is Jessica Bratcher, the lovely Jessica Bratcher. Outro.